It's like, I'm very confused. What is the stat that he's using? Is this... It can't be our DPS, because Astro
You
is at
expect
their
people
bottom.
nowadays to do any kind of research nowadays before making tier lists. Oh, you sweet summer child.
That's true. I don't know why I'm expecting anyone to fucking do research. Let me see. I might just, like, gather... Oh, Desperius, power meta ranking. Fucking what? Let's see what the fuck he has to say. Screen...
You are gonna be on content. Look, mom, on YouTube.
Alright, let's react to some fucking funny content. Obviously, let's do the maximum quality, because YouTube is weird like that. Okay, let's go.
Greetings and welcome to my 6.5
Stop yelling at me, Desperius, goddamn.
tier list.
Okay.
Yes, tier lists are absolutely pointless in a game that takes balancing seriously.
I mean, I wouldn't say tier lists are pointless. People do want to know some specific power rankings, but they probably want to know that from, I don't know, someone who fucking raids. Someone who actually clears content actively. Also, what is this party? Double Dancer, Double Warrior? What am I missing here?
So much that it even takes fun out of some jobs. However, let's just pretend it would actually matter which job you choose to take into endgame content.
I mean, to be fair, it still doesn't matter what the fuck you go into unless you're going week 1. Or... No, that's like the one crucial situation where you would take specific jobs for. But
every single one of them can clear content.
But it's
X-Trials,
spit kills too.
And Ultimates. That said, this time I definitely want to include casual content too, so
wait, is he including Ultimate, Savage, and casual content in power meta ranking? Okay. Okay, sure. You know what? I'll bite. I'll bite. Let's go.
Endwalker and Dawn Trail. Which brings us to the star of the show, the Warrior. Shortest oh shit button, high tank DPS in Savage, Ultimate or X-Trials, probably highest dungeon damage, and just...
I'm looking at the scoring, and it's like very low. It's below Gunbreaker. I guess among the tanks, it's like it's currently like the. Actually, no. What the fuck are these parses?
It's score.
No,
so it's just like
I see that, but what is he specifically scoring here? Which scores is he checking? Because if this is a dungeon, then maybe, but I refuse that Dark Knight is somehow below Warrior and Paladin. Wait, what? Hold on.
Tons of mitigation and self-heal. If you ever consider doing old raid solo, Warrior plays in
I like when they say tons of mitigation, like the old... Like, Paladin has one less button than the others. But I think they all got roughly the same number of cooldowns.
A league of its own. But when just doing your daily expert run, Warrior also just makes all other tanks pale in comparison. But it even seems to be the strongest choice for crystalline conflicts.
Like, even currently in Endwalker, sure, Warrior has a lot of, like, self-healing by burst, but Paladin heals way more right now. Like, count out the potency if you need to. But Paladin is currently healing for majority of, like, 1 minute.
Right now, except for the absolute best party setups trying to min-max every little detail of their group, I don't see any reason not to choose Warrior.
There's plenty of reasons. Some people will literally go double Dark Knight just for damage.
Especially as it's also a true starting class with the Marauder. Some people call this job a one-man army, and I agree, absolute S-tier material. Another solid choice.
I would put it in S tier. Warrior definitely not S tier. It has a lot of comfort for prog, but once prog is done and you get your like first clear, Warrior is like below other tanks, way below.
As a buff is too small, make it bigger.
I'd say what?
The buff is too small, make it bigger.
Yeah, that is an issue, but that's like an EUI issue. But in terms of like gameplay, like Warrior is like down there with Paladin. Gunbreaker and Dark Knight are still going to be the strongest tanks.
Choice is the Gunbreaker, even though it might not be as versatile as the Warrior.
Like, Warrior is literally just a prog tank. Shortest invuln and utility that literally... like, all of the cooldowns Warrior has, it's just to help prog, to make prog easier. Everything else, I feel like people will pick Gunbreaker or Dark Knight over other. Maybe Paladin for specific mechanics.
it does basically everything the Warrior's traits do second best, while also offering a
Can he expand on like second best of what?
very cool combat rotation. However, Paladin and Dark Knight are right up its heels, and except for some minor overlapping features, they are better or worse in different scenarios. Dark Knight and Paladin might be better off-tank choices and have a slight
Wait, hold on. What?
are right up its heels, and except for some minor overlapping features, they are better or worse in different scenarios. Dark Knight and Paladin might be better off-tank choices.
Paladin and Dark Knight are better off-tank choices.
And Dark Knight, yeah, I can see why.
Maybe.
Because you don't have a regen, but Paladin have a regen.
Paladin is like really good as a main tank, just because how fucking self-efficient it is. Dark Knight maybe, but in most cases, if you want to pull out a lot more damage, Dark Knight is probably going to be a lot more efficient on main tank positions. It depends. It depends on the comp, but right now we don't really have a composition who's better, main tank or off tank. It honestly even matters most with who you're paired up with. But if for example it's Gunbreaker and Dark Knight, I'd probably say. Honestly, I would say Dark Knight good on main tank and Gunbreaker good on off tank. Because all the region or whatever the fuck, Gunbreaker can always share that with Dark Knight. If we're talking specifically like surviving autos, but like surviving autos on their own, Dark Knight are doing fucking immense job. Also, sorry, go on. Keep interrupting you.
I'm trying to talk, Stromo!
Sorry.
I was about to say TBN, you can put it on someone.
Yeah.
Also, you can also put ablation on someone.
Ablation
So I
as
think
well.
it's very specific, like if the fight has a lot of
like I want to point out on what was the fight? The tree hegemony? No, not hegemony. What was the next fight? The tree. What was its name? I don't remember. Anyways, the tree. You know the tank buster that's like arrow and it targets like a stack. It's either like both tanks are target or they need to stack, right? Dark Knight can take that on their own. And so far, they have been the only tank that can comfortably take those on their own without any like external help. They do not need to stack. Dark Knights are really fucking efficient, like main tanks, if we're talking specifically mitigation. But obviously, they're missing self-healing, but it's not really an issue in an 8-man content.
And have a slight advantage for shielding up other party members, but these differences are very much neglectable.
Excuse me?
In different scenarios. Dark Knight and Paladin might be better off-tank choices and have a slight advantage for shielding up other party members, but these differences are very much neglectable.
Oh, this is so triggering to hear. Like even like a lot of people when they're like, for example, recruiting for like an ultimate static, if they're looking for tanks, or myself included, it's like if we're looking for a tank, we're gonna want to see how they're using their mid. Are they using on others? Like for holy fuck! Like remember, we had the whole thing when we were comparing Dark Knight logs between like several Dark Knights back in like February. The Dark Knight I had issues with was dying to autos, and he used like 2 TBNs within 2 minutes. Obviously that's very poor mitigation, but he only used TBN on himself. Meanwhile, we looked up some of our Dark Knight friends' logs, like over 20 fucking TBNs within the first 2 phases. Over 20. Because they're using that just for themselves, but others as well, and they're still getting the benefit of the dark side effect. It's like,
yeah, especially like forecasters, especially when it's like physical damage.
Yeah, it's like if you're capping, yeah, if you're capping like old gauge on your paladin as well. If you're capping and not using it to help others, like for example, helping a range survive through raid wides a bit easier, or casters as well, like if you have a red mage or something, like that can make or break a tank. That can show if you have a good tank or just a selfish guy that just wants to tank. That's it.
Personally, I would give the Dark Knight the edge over the others due to how satisfying dungeon runs feel on the former poster boy.
Oh, that's true. He is comparing this also in in casual content somehow.
It's also the same.
Hold on, he's talking about ultimate content. Has he cleared ultimate content? Or is he just taking all of these stats off of FF logs?
but taking
I think it's FF log.
It looks like it.
in the raw numbers in Savage, Paladin and Warrior are just slightly more popular, and seem
I mean, popularity means nothing if we're talking specifically about power and meta.
Reaction, Andy Stromir.
God damn, like, that fucking scared me. Yeah, reaction Andy. So confused, like, he's comparing Warrior in one content, then he's comparing Dark Knight to the other tanks in different content. Okay, let's
Yeah.
keep
be the
going. It's
most
just
played
barely
tank
2 minutes
combo,
in.
where Gunbreaker takes the lead on the damage side of things. So except for being the absolute powerhouse
Gunbreaker takes the lead on damage side of it.
But the
Wasn't
problem is like he's
everything on the-
comparing a lot of different content, which doesn't align with other job. Like
Yeah.
some job will be better at touch, and some job will not be good at doing AOE because whatever reason.
Yeah, like, if we're talking specifically dungeon runs, Paladin is, like, gonna take the cake there, because Paladin has so much fucking AoE specifically meant for dungeons. If we're talking about specifically dungeon runs, I don't know why he's putting specific Dark Knight or Gunbreaker on the top
It
list of
should
those.
never have been a tier list. It should have been like each rank, like each class for each stuff. Like for example, warrior, PvP, S rank, whatever.
I guess this is like a very opinionated piece, but it's like, this seems very biased. I wouldn't make this like a power meta ranking, because there's no meta here. There's no dungeon meta, for fuck's sake. I mean, dungeon runs with a warrior go zoom because of healing. That's true, because of the healing, but to be fair, those dungeon runs are going to be a lot faster with a paladin. He can self-sustain, that's true. He has burst damage, that's true. But so does paladin right now. And paladin has way more self-healing and self-sustain, because both of those will allow you to have 3 DPS instead of 2. Because, like, for example, warrior will just have inner release for specifically AoE. Once that's done, that's done. Paladin can run that every 1 minute as well, but his raid wide is a lot more effective compared to warriors, and that also provides self-healing. Sheltron, self-healing. Requus combo, self-healing. It's nothing but self-healing on paladins. If we're talking specifically about comfort, warriors probably will be comfort, because I literally said like a bit earlier, warriors are good proc tanks. They're phenomenal proc tanks, especially now that they're Shake It Off also as a regen. Phenomenal tanks. Their Shake It Off also scales with their gear. That's really fucking good, but so does Paladin, mind you. But at the end of the day, alright, let's keep going.
the Warrior, the others
I guess it's also like a matter of opinion, but in terms of scaling, specifically through dungeons, I would probably just say Paladin takes the cake there. Warrior has the, inner release for AoE, but that's just 5 GCDs. Primal Rend and the 4 crits.
aren't falling short
Meanwhile, the entire Requus got combo, and every 1 to 3 gives you also, not Holy Spirit, but like the Holy, whatever the fuck the AoE is called, I don't remember now. Also
Holy
heal.
Circle.
Yeah, Holy Circle, that's right. And that will also heal.
either, in my opinion, and still provide enough skill differences to make them appeal to different types of players. The same can be said
Wait, what the fuck? Are we still talking about dungeons?
everything on the Warrior, the others aren't falling short either, in my opinion, and still provide enough skill differences to make them appeal to different types of players.
What is this tier list, by the way? S, A+, A, and A-.
I guess it's not too often people.
Like, is it possible to go below A? Or any fucking job? What a weird
Yes.
tier make.
The same can be said about our dear melee jobs. Looking at our DPS, it is insane how close they are. But if you really want the big numbers to be shown inside of your certain tool, there's no
He keeps showing that samurais used to have chitin, but now samurais fucking help generate LB3 so much faster because of their guaranteed crits.
way around
Well, I guess samurai is its own debate. I'm not gonna dwell on it.
a samurai. But even here, Reaper, Ninja, Dragoon and Monk are definitely close. I guess
Do you think Reaper and Dragoon are close to samurai?
No.
No.
Maybe on RDPS, but not ADPS.
Yeah, like, but that RDPS is also gonna be affecting samurai. Unless they're using RDPS specifically for themselves, but to reach like decent samurai numbers, they need to use RDPS for the entire group. I wouldn't say Reaper or Dragoon are close. Ninja definitely, they're very close to Samurai. Monk as well. But Reaper and Dragoon, I don't know where he's taking all these numbers out of.
Yes, if fun and
Yeah,
combat
that's what I say. It's because when you click on Anabesios rates, you see in RDPS, Monk, Reaper, and Samurai are all together. But if you click on ADPS, Samurai is like very higher than others.
I don't know how is he comparing these. Like, what stats is he taking from FF logs?
combat system completeness would be a defining factor, Ninja would be on the top spot of the list, but I guess there will be as many fans of Monks, Dragoons, Reapers and Samurais on the same page too. In dungeons they all kinda perform on the same level, and as Reaper and Samurai don't get backdropped while
On dungeons, Monk, who definitely performs really well in dungeons. Ninja, it depends on how fast the dungeon is going. Dragoon, I'd say Dragoon are doing very well. Reapers, they have steady damage, but no like specifically burst for AoEs that matters.
Yeah, they do, but if
No, they do, but it's not that. It's not as good as, for example, monks, right?
Yeah, no, because if enemy dies when you have your debuff on, it gives you a gauge.
Mm.
So you can spam AoE, strong AoE pretty quickly.
On the Reaper,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but I guess we're specifically looking at killing groups of mobs. When it comes to single target, I don't know.
Oh, single target, yes, Reaper will follow.
Yeah, because they still need to kill the boss.
leveling, you can easily swap over to them once you have reached the necessary MSQ progress and bought their respective expansions. Just that Reaper offers this little extra defensive capability and in my opinion has
In my opinion, every melee needs to something have equivalent of an arcane crest. I mean, Monk already has mantra or other utility, but like I believe that every melee needs to have something equivalent to arcane crest. Have a shield, it breaks, you get benefits. Okay, Samurai has third eye, it benefits them, but I think it would like increase skill cap on a lot of melees if they had a mechanic like this.
Has a slightly more flexible rotation, which can easily be adjusted to the encounter timings and design. So I would grant Reaper and Samurai the A+ spots and the others I would drop down to A, which...
Are we still talking about dungeons? I'm very confused. What are the rankings for? Samurai A+, Reaper A+. Sure, why the fuck not? Reaper A.
Seems to be reflected by the number
Ninja
of total
A, Monk
passes
A.
in Savage
What?
content. Coming to ranged...
Hold on, what did he say?
So I would grant Reaper and Samurai the A+ spots and the others I would drop down to A, which seems to be reflected by the number of total passes in Savage content.
Is he literally just comparing, like, I don't know what parses he's comparing, he's just showing one fucking window. Where are the RDPS and ADPS? This seems like a very lazy video now. He's comparing I don't know what.
Desperius making lazy video for content. Whoa.
Yeah, like, what is this particular parse? Like, which, like, statistic is he picking up?
It's all-star, it's like a where people perform.
Especially since Monk and Dragoon are, like, top of these charts, and they're somehow below Samurai and Reaper on that one. It's like, I'm very confused. What is the stat that he's using? Is this... It can't be RDPS, because Astro
You
is at
expect
their
people
bottom.
nowadays to do any kind of research nowadays before making tier lists. Oh, you sweet summer child.
That's true. I don't know why I'm expecting anyone to fucking do research. But I expect them to have at least certain fucking level of experience instead of just looking at...
You are talking about Desperius, Loki.
I know. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he does have reach and, like, people will listen to him. But, like, even I at some point wanted to watch his guys, but then, like, a couple of weeks later I realized that what he was talking about was shit. Shadowbringers was very awkward because of his guide for me.
Content. Coming to ranged physical DPS, who do compete very...
He's gonna say, like, machinist top, probably, or dancer top, depending which fucking point of reasoning he's gonna use, and the others are gonna be probably A.
evenly now, and even though Dancer and Bard offer the slightly more advanced defensive kit, which is never reflected by charts or numbers.
Hold on.
It is reflected by passes.
Hold on. He says Bard and Dancer have slightly higher defensive kit?
Are you defensive or buffing?
He just said defensive kit.
Coming to ranged
on.
physical DPS, who do compete very evenly now, and even though Dancer and Bard offer the slightly more advanced defensive kit,
No. Machinist has 2 defensive cooldowns now.
I mean, I think Bard had
Like, if we're
just 2.
if we're talking about Nature's Minute that increases healing, sure, that's cool, but that's not a defensive kit. I guess it can kind of be counted as, but it depends where you use it. It can exactly be specifically used as a defensive kit. Bard has the cure, heal increase and damage reduction. Yeah. Dancer has the heal, and damage reduction. That's it. That's what they got. Meanwhile, Machinist has 2 specifically damage reduction cooldowns now. Healing, that's a fucking different ballpark. If we're including healing in every statistic, then that Paladin should be higher on his tier list.
which is never reflected by charts or numbers, their actual RDPS seems very close. Even though I'm confident to call myself a
I was very worried that he would go the Cole route and show a DPS for both of the fucking Dancer and...
machinist main now, which I actually hate to classify, but some people need this level of commitment, I guess. Because machinists take a slight edge over their role competition and get very close to the melee territory, and on the ADPS chart they're even in between them, so a solid...
What the fuck?
So, hold on. So, is he showing us... So, this is a DPS? No, the previous one was RDPS, I'm guessing. No, that can't be, because Astro is still at the bottom. What the fuck is he showing? Is he showing NDPS? Or EDPS? He needs to specify what the fuck is he showing. Because if this is ADPS, and I refuse to believe that Machinist is above Ninja or Dragoon.
I'm more confused about what the fuck is that image on the side.
I think he was wrong. He did say ADPS, that's true, but I don't believe this specific picture. Like, do you genuinely believe that Machinist has more ADPS than fucking Ninja? Reaper, maybe. Others, maybe. But not Ninja, definitely, like...
ADPS is DPS just by yourself, like not counting
Yeah,
about buff or anything.
ADPS is specifically your damage plus your own buffs. That's what it is. There's also NDPS, which is like your own damage but without your buffs. And there's like another third one, which is like your own damage but with others' buffs but without your... It's a whole fucking thing. But 2 things that specifically matter in this game are RDPS and ADPS. Because ADPS is how much damage you can pull out from your damage and your buffs. And RDPS is how much you can pull out by your damage and a certain percentage that you can get by the benefit of you buffing others. Others, I guess they can matter, but not as much as people will give it thought. You know what? I'm gonna fucking look this up now. Hold on. Let's go with just Savage, like just DPS. This is our DPS. So yeah, obviously Machinist is not buff. What's up with Dancer? Okay, sure. We're looking at 95. He's saying he's comparing specifically like mid-core and casual content. And I think everyone can do 50 percentile, right? I'll do that. Still not above fucking Ninja.
Maybe ADPS?
You can tell that the 50 percentile black mages are kind of shit. We're talking about RDPS. Let's check ADPS, actually. That is a very good point. It's above Ninja. Ooh. Hold the phone. Is this what he's looking at?
Oh, maybe.
Lower percentile? Very close. Loki, these are the shit ninjas. Maybe.
Yeah, look at area percentile. I'm curious.
Which one?
Oh, you're looking at it.
Max or... Let's look at Max. At Max, ninjas just fucking destroy machines. If we're talking specifically 100%. Bard and Dancer are equal. I guess it can also depend on the team. Yeah, this is such a vague statistic. Let's check top. I feel like top is also a really good indicator. Let's not just check
Wait, what?
Jesus fuck. That dropped really quick. Okay, no, that's our DPS. ADPS above Ninja. Very close too.
Top have a lot of phase, don't I know?
Yeah, top has a lot of phases. Huh, very interesting. Monk is a below. Wait, hold on. Okay, no, this actually makes sense now. Let's continue.
A choice for anyone loving to deal big gun action damage.
Big
Dancer
gun
and Bard
action
perform
damage.
very identically, but
Why does he keep showing the pink guy? Leave Joji alone.
as the number of parsers indicate, Dancer has way more popularity inside of actually tackling the more
What is this though? I'm guessing this is our DPS because I'm seeing Monk, Dragoon. Actually, no. What is the stat? What is this particular one? So is this ADPS as well? No, this is not ADPS because Machinist is below Ninja.
difficult content, which might be in line with the fact that certain party compositions massively benefit from Dancer support, especially a Samurai. Also, the Bard's rotation, while I actually love it for the playstyle aspect, is a bit finicky when bosses interrupt your common rotation cycle frequently. Dancer just keeps pushing a clean 2-minute window burst and fits better into the typical rearrangement requirements of certain encounters. For Machinist, I actually don't know the reason people are not playing it that much.
I mean, it's less useful than the other physical range. Even if it does damage, like the others are just gonna bring a lot more to the table. Especially when they're supposed to be considered support jobs.
Because it's just insanely flexible and easy to perform, even on a solid mid-tier performance. But I guess the lacking synergy with the party's damage setup might be a problem for well-optimized scenarios. For dungeons though, Bard it is, my friends. Machinist feels insanely boring in dungeons, and Dancer might be more interesting and actually performs insanely well, but both pale in comparison to the action shooter feeling of the Bard in dungeons.
Huh. Do you think that's the case? I'm pretty sure fucking...
You spam a lot of Rain of Arrow on Bard.
They need to proc though. But... No, I'm still pretty sure, like, even if we're talking specifically about procs, and I like that he specifically has Mage's Ballad right now just for this footage, just to spam the Rain of Arrows a bit more. I'm pretty sure Dancer is really fucking good with AoE specifically in dungeons.
Are good, both are good.
Yeah.
I think.
And can you imagine it had been even better in early Shadowbringers or even Stormblood? However, as fun and gameplay aspects are very tough to equate and pass judgment about, I would still place Dancer and Machinist on A, while Bard is put to A-.
Ah.
I mean, physical range are not in a good spot, so why not?
Yeah, I feel like even ranking them is kind of like doing them a disservice, because like they're not in a good spot right now. People do enjoy playing them, but they're just not in a good spot, specifically comp-wise, and just like what they bring to the table. Normally people will not bring a Bard because, you know, it brings really good good damage. They probably just need increased healing or, you know, some buffs.
Why Mechanist so low Madge Loki go 3 meow?
My machine is so low, Mitch. Well, you're gonna have to ask Desperius what meds he forgot to renew.
It just doesn't bring much to the table that the Dancer is not offering, while Machinist at
Starring Desperia Abaddon. Is that his character's name?
least has its selfish DPS that you can wallow in. Okay, let's talk about my old passion,
ADPS. I knew it. He's gonna go the fucking Cole route. Look at that. He's shown ADP.
casters. While they try to address the fact that Red Mage seem to be underperforming quite a bit, those changes in 6.5 were an absolute joke. If I would not have changed the rule,
Huh? Does he think... Wait, hold on. He thinks this is a joke. Ver Fire, Ver Stone, Contra 6, Jolt, Ver Flare, Ver Holy. This is a total of what? What are we looking at here? 10, 20, 40, 50, 70, 90, 100 extra potency. And you use these spells like multiple times. Maybe not Reprise, but like you use these spells very actively throughout even 1 minute. That is a good like extra 400 potency per minute. That's like minimum average. What I'm thinking of right now.
Wait, let me check on balance if they did calculation of how much the approved.
Because I feel like if he thinks this much of potency change is a joke, I don't know, man.
Rules and context of this tier list, you could easily just look at my 6.41 and apply that to 6.5. But when taking in dungeons or other forms of content like A-rank trains or open world dailies etc, these
Is he also including dailies and hunt trains as part of the fucking power meta ranking?
casters are insane. Especially the summoner due to its very high peak burst opportunities and the new shield and self-heal it received in Endwalker. Red Mage always had those two aspects, but in my opinion still suffers from the limited flexibility the summoner has. It is still quite a caster, even though the dual system addresses that, but you
Wait,
still
did it
need to
say
hard
Red lack of flexibility?
Huh?
Did it say Red lack of flexibility?
Compared to Summoner.
No, fuck no.
But it's like, I'm very
Red Mage is
confused.
so flexible, you can...
Like, I don't know why he's like comparing this specifically power and meta rankings, but he's for some reason like specifically comparing some weird shit like mobility.
cast from time to time, and on top of that, you have to visit the melee field too, and especially longer than a summoner.
Like melee combo on Red Mage is amazing because it gives you so much fucking mobility, even if you have to be in melee range.
Yeah, it's
Some-
very flexible.
Yeah, so, like some sages will use phlegma as well as like a stack of melee phlegma just to move around. I'm not sure why is this like as a power meta ranking. People do not pick specifically Black Mage because it's so super fucking mobile. I don't know.
Summoner needs to.
I feel
Mage
like
wasn't flex-
yeah, I feel like he's missing out on a lot of the job's charm right now.
I mean, Red Mage wasn't flexible in Shadowbreaker. I can give that because you were forced to have 80 numbers are hard in English. 80 gauge, but like what now is 50-50, and
Yeah.
it's so much better. You can
Yeah.
do double melee combo, triple melee combo even.
Yeah, I remember that was a pain in Shadowbringers.
Black Mage on the other hand kinda remained true to its core design, even though Square has refined that job more and more with each further expansion. I'm not sure if that has something to do with Yoshida
Oh, I just
playing it,
been watching
but
this.
I like that it's everyone's fucking point to make that Yoshida plays Black Mage, therefore it is a good job. I don't think. Do you think Yoshida is just like meets people like at the war cooler and like, oh yeah, how's the thing going? Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyways, I see you were nerfing Black Mages. What the fuck's up with that? Do you want Black Mages to do less damage, or do you want to keep your job? I don't understand, sir. What's happening over there?
Buff Black Mage or you get fired.
Yeah.
overall this might be the most consistent job from A Realm Reborn to Endwalker. However, where they differ is the spot and function they serve. Black Mage is more on the raw damage output side of things, where Red Mage and Summoner tend into a more balanced field, where both offer a very unique trait, namely raising, that is on par with that of
How many videos has he yoinked so far? We're like 6.5 minutes, but I see like Pint, I see Asmongold, I see a lot of other fucking videos.
healers, but on the Red Mage it's even better. That's why it's a bit sad that performance-wise Red Mage is still falling a bit short. That's also reflected by the total number of
Performance?
I mean, it's lower than the other
Like
caster.
compared to like if we specifically look at like percentiles, like Black Mages at lower percentiles perform way worse. Well, not that, but it's like it's difficult to be a good Black Mage, but everyone can be a shit Black Mage. There's like a very fucking steep learning curve for that class. You're either a purple parsing, you 100 parsing, like high, like purple or pink parsing Black Mage, or you're kind of fucking shit. So, but while Red Mage is a lot more comfortable. Also, did I hear someone join the group?
passes, and it's very similar to Summoner, but people prefer it over a fancy Red Mage. Black Mage isn't that popular, still falling a bit short. That's also reflected by the total number of passes, and
Total number of
it's
parses.
very similar to Summoner, but people prefer
The Summoner is so fucking easy to play, and people can easily pick it up. Like, Summoner has more fucking parses than I think. Yeah, both Black Mage and Red Mage combined, because everyone can play a Summoner. Everyone can fill in any role as a Summoner. Because it's so easy right now. The moment they add some difficulty, that number is gonna go, like, it's gonna be 2 times less. Like, I'm so not combined, but almost there. What do you mean? Red mage is, okay, 9k, black mage is, okay, 7k. So yeah, 1.6, okay, just a bit more. But it's like, you gotta combine them just to be ahead of this by 1k. Summoner is gonna fall off very easily. But red mage, if we're comparing specifically red mage to black mage, red mage is gonna be a lot more comfortable for a mid-core player. Black mage is gonna be a lot higher for a hardcore player. Summoner is just, it's just comfortable, that's all it is.
It's a good
Preferred
entry
over a fancy
Yeah.
red mage. Black mage isn't that popular as well, but I highly address that onto it.
Black mage is super fucking popular. It is super fucking popular, unfortunately. It's stupidly fucking popular. I have to ban black mages out of my party finder groups, man.
Skill floor and ceiling, which might be the highest among all jobs in general. So keep that in mind whenever you want to play Final Fantasy XIV in Dark Souls mode. Not this one, but on the difficulty level. In dungeons, the summoner isn't really that much better than a red mage, but all casters basically destroy mobs in no time, and I consider them the heaviest hitters in full AoE scenarios. Black mage might be a bit clunky at the start, but if played well, it deals tons of damage.
These points are all over the road. Summoners are better at this, but so are red mage if you play them well. He's all over the road. I don't, like, why does he claim passion for casters and then, like, say very vague, weird shit like this?
So overall, Black Mage and Summoner take the lead still, due to Summoner being a slightly better Red Mage and Black Mage.
How is he a slightly better red mage? What the fuck are we talking about? He has... Okay, he has heals. Red mage has mitigation. Both are on 2 minutes. They both got burst phases. Red mage can also res people. He can literally save pulls very easily. I guess Summoner also has 2 stacks of shield to protect themselves. I'm not sure what the fuck does he mean. This seems like a very biased fucking opinion of Summoners.
Oh, it is completely biased. Remember,
Definitely
it's a
biased,
whole
super
summoner.
biased.
He is a summoner main. Well, it was.
Who the fuck knows anymore?
Fully embracing the selfish DPS with big numbers on calculation helpers. But in one thing they all share some similarities, because they fall short compared to the melee roster. So 8
He hasn't even mentioned Magic Barrier, which is what's fucking confusing me. Like, Magic Barrier is such a good fucking cooldown. Like, it's so good in prog and fucking, like, reclears and other. Or speed kills even. Like, Magic Barrier can do so much for the team. Oh.
to Summoner and Black Mage and A- for the Red Mage.
You can even make coffee.
He put Black Mage and Summoner in A, and Red Mage in A-. Jesus fuck. I'm very worried about him also having the Blue Mage in that fucking list at the bottom.
Blue Mage is probably gonna say it suck, but actually this class is so fucking
I
strong.
bet he's gonna put it in S just to piss me off at this point. Alright, let's fucking deal with healers.
Healers. This is where I'm still super
When you have to pop Living Dead and healer doesn't bring you to full health after fight. That is an old meme.
Very old.
Dark Knights do not fucking need that anymore, do they? Yeah, has he been even keeping up with the changes to jobs? I feel like he's missing a lot of the stuff he's supposed to know.
certain about, but according to many players' feedback, they all fulfill their duty. And each one of them does exactly the same offensive, quotation mark, rotation. So I would still recommend to let the gameplay aspect
That
reign
was a
over this
Stormblood
bracket.
footage.
And on the other hand, you might focus on
that's
having 1 shield and 1 hot healer. According to the total number of parsers, just
Total number of fucking parses. Of course, Sage is gonna be at the top of those fucking parses. Again, easiest jump. So
White
is and White Mage as well, actually, at the bottom there. Both of them like have similar scores. Yeah, White Mage is still gonna be the easiest because you can play it from level 1. Sage is gonna be super easy on its own as a shield healer because Scholar is just too difficult, and Astra is like is also self-explanatory. We're looking at these parses because they're like, just easier to play.
Sage and White Mage are super straightforward. Scholar and Astrologian require a bit more.
Yeah, I'm very confused. Like, number of parses mean fucking nothing. Is this a popularity ranking or power and meta? Because if we're talking power and meta, Sage Astro or Astro Scholar, those are like the power meta compositions.
Microcosmos is just a good skill.
Such a good fucking spell.
the Astrologian falls off significantly, and shield healers are just the better option on raw healing output.
All percentiles current. Again, is this is ADPS? No, this is not even ADPS because Astro would be winning. Sage and
I
Astro
think
would be
it's
top.
hitting.
Oh, this is healing. Then yes, because Sage's healing is just free. It is so fucking free.
Sage
I
and
mean,
Scholar do also
Gato
offer
and
some nice
Fairy.
utility where the Scholar's expedient ability might take the lead. On the other
He showed the healing rankings and then said, but Scholar has experience. This motherfucker.
hand, a well-played Sage in dungeons is the best freaking job you can take with you. Except
Yeah.
a warrior maybe. But white mages with their holy skill are still freaking insane and absolutely powerful too.
Nah. White mage is so atrocious. Just because there's such a delay in that fucking skill and it can slow down. Like, white mage is the only one who has to stop doing AoE. So the pull doesn't get fucking delayed if we're specifically talking about dungeon AoE. If we're still talking about him talking about holy. Holy will stun ads and then the tank has to wait for those ads to come to them. In that time, the DPS will out aggro or the healer will also out aggro the ads and fuck your dungeon run.
I mean, you
No.
can still apply that while you're running.
If we're talking specifically for dungeons, Astro, Sage, Scholar, they're all above white mage for that.
But you could also remember that Scholar has the superpower of also leveling up a summoner, where Astrologer
Who gives a fuck? That wasn't the point when you were talking about the summoner. Why is it that point now? Who gives a shit? That is fuck's sake. Why is the benefit of playing Scholar that you can level up summoner at the same time? That is a stupid fucking point if we're doing power rankings.
seems to be working way harder to match his competition in reaching the kinda same result.
What? Excuse me, hold on. What the fuck did he say?
But you could also remember that Scholar has the superpower of also leveling up a summoner,
Not a superpower. That's making me angry.
where Astrologian seems to be working way harder to match his competition in reaching the kinda same result.
Astrologian is doing extra hard to reach the same result? Is he fucking high?
I mean, you have to
Desperius,
play with
my
cards,
boy.
but it's just the card part. The healing part is the same as the others.
Yeah, it's... Astro is also like the only healer that can AoE without standing inside the fucking clump of enemies too. Like, what is he talking about? Astro is fucking phenomenal. Desperius, my boy, if you ever see this video, you need to look up some guys. You need to listen to opinions of actually high-end raiders like who know how fucking good these jobs can be. What is this power meta ranking across I don't know what content anymore? That dungeons is that what? Because it's definitely not ultimates. It's definitely not savage. At this point, not even fucking extremes. Is it just dungeon rankings and what people will play more? Because if we're looking just at number of specifically the number of parses on FF logs, and just what's good in dungeons, then this power ranking means fucking nothing. You should rename this to power meta ranking for dungeons, because you're not mentioning a lot of the other fights. For some reason, dungeons get so much fucking conversation here.
So I would say overall every job here has its own target audience. White
Fucking audience,
mage with
whatever.
its raw simplicity and power, Sage with a kit that handles every situation in the most versatile way,
That's Scholar, that's not Sage.
or the Scholar with its extra benefits.
Fucking...
And yes,
I can hear you screaming.
What the fuck did you say? Hold on.
White mage with its raw simplicity and power,
Okay, I get that. White mage, simple and powerful. I agree there.
Sage with a kit that handles every situation in the most versatile way,
That's Scholar. Scholar has versatility for every fucking situation, not Sage. Sage is very comfortable and easy, but it's not versatile. It is far from versatile.
or the Scholar with its extra benefits.
Does he just mean expedient? Is that all he means? Is his whole point about Scholar that it has expedient? Not even a mention of spared low. Not even like the flexibility of using cooldowns at a distance with the fairy. Nothing. Just
Loki, go back Abbott and look at the WHM mana.
white mage mana? What the fuck?
Target audience. White mage
What?
with its raw
Wait.
simplicity and power,
This is his DA. Fucking this is Desperius Abaddon or whatever the fuck the name, and he's out of mana at the start of Armvale.
Sage with a kit that handles every situation in the most versatile way, or the
Oh, he's
Scholar
spamming
with its
Q
extra
too.
benefits. And yes, astrologian for the people that just want to suffer.
That is a stupid fucking opinion, isn't it? Astro has so much fucking flexibility. Astro has so much reach. Horoscope, Macrocosmos are such amazing spells, especially in the mechanics that lower you to 1 HP. On Phoenix, Astro was fucking brilliant. On Extremes as well. On Zerimus, brilliant. On a lot of
I mean,
fucking...
on Phoenix, he literally tilted to mechanic. The mechanic wasn't even
Like, Astro's
existing.
so fucking good. It has so much both burst damage, it has buffs, it has so much flexibility, so much range with its cooldowns. What is he fucking... It's also very free on mana, by the way. It is so flexible on mana compared to fucking whatever she's showing with White Mage here. I don't know. Like, I get it, it's more difficult to play Astro, but it's like, why is that the point to make as an Astro player? Let's
A
see.
for the first 3 and A- for our Duel Master.
3 healers are in A. Okay, fucking, well, fine. Why not?
Alright, take this list with a heavy grain of salt.
Fuck you. You need to watch some dungeon guides. Like, High-End Raiders also release some dungeon guides. Like, Momo has a dungeon guide for some of the healers.
They are always as irrelevant.
But this is just... I feel like he's just making this to bait people into reacting to his shit.
Oh,
This,
that's definitely the case. Good job, you're giving him views and money.
like... This is just... What is this list? This is like... Why is the... playing Warrior apparently is S rank. Anything else... like, the Unga Bunga class is S rank. Anyone else? Below that shit. Fuck them. Paladin has multiple fucking group defensive cooldowns. That's not an S rank. That should be above Warrior at this point. I'm so fucking angry at this list right now.
And always remember to base your decision on personal enjoyment. As
Oh,
That says a
A
lot.
for the first 3 and
I would like to point out that that explains a lot about his enjoyment then. Okay, look. Easiest job to play in the game. I think we can all agree that's either Summoner or Warrior, right? Warrior, S rank. They're easy to play. Unga Bunga, self-healing. Tanks, they can soak AoEs very easily. Samurai and Reaper, arguably very easy to fucking play.
maybe not Samurai. It's not very straightforward.
Maybe not Samurai, yeah, but it... Okay, this is my opinion on Samurai. I think it's easy to play Samurai, but it's hard to be a really good Samurai.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I feel like you can agree with that. Same with Reaper, it's like... It's easy to play Reaper, but it's hard to be a really good Reaper, like allocating your resources, managing them between phases, for example, in Ultimates or Savage. Like, that's my opinion. But anything that has the slides of fucking difficulty, it's all below that.
A- for our
Okay,
Duel Master.
let him put the
Alright,
fucking
take
Astro
this
as well.
list with a heavy grain of salt.
Fuck your grain of salt. Like, anything with, like, more than a couple buttons of rotation, it's all here. Red Mage is is harder than Summoner. Black Mage is just a very fancy caster. Like, all of these is... I feel like this is just all the easiest jobs at this point. Anything here is... I'm very confused about these rankings. What is the power meta or whatever the fuck he's talking about here?
But to
Okay.
base your decision on personal enjoyment, as playing a job you really like might also lead to a better performance with it. Everyone's
Why is there a clip of Diablo 4 cinematic in the back?
performance is so close together that you can play each of them. However, I still love to talk about these things
What are these rankings?
and would even love more to hear what you think about the meta. So let me know your placement in the comment section. Oh, and by the way, Blue Mage has an increased level range now, so we might actually see it creep.
Why? Why is, like, what is he... He's either yoinking footage from other content creators or putting Pink Guy and Filthy Frank footage in the background.
Creeping up to the real meta with future patches. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy.
I hate this video. It made me unreasonably fucking angry.
That's the point, I think.